Hello and welcome to Faytriebee TV. This story is about 28-year-old Jordan Boggess of Newton County, Missouri. After the news coverage, I will give my thoughts about this news story. If you like news stories and true crime stories like this, please like the channel and please subscribe to the channel. Now on to the news coverage.
Southwest Missouri boy is fighting for his life tonight in a Kansas City hospital. His condition is critical. Now, investigators are accusing this man, the mother's fiance, of child abuse. Charmel Odell spoke with family members who say they want justice. Charmel.
The infant has battled for his life in the hospital for the last 2 weeks. Jordan Boggess confessed to throwing the child in the air, but told investigators he didn't catch him because of sweaty hands. Now family members are hoping for a miracle.
He is not able to speak, so we will speak for him.
On September 14th, 9-month-old Waylon woke up as a healthy-looking baby. But just a day later, he found himself in the hospital looking like this.
They got to Freeman Hospital in Joplin, and that's when it was notified that this is not an aspiration and choking kind of situation. He had some bruising on his head that alerted them that this was a childhood abuse case.
A court document states that the infant's mom placed the child in a baby jumper before going to use the bathroom. 9-month-old Waylon threw up and began to cry. This is when deputies say 28-year-old Jordan Boggess picked the child up and tossed him into the air, but he failed to catch the baby on the second toss. Boggess admitted to investigators that he then bear hugged the infant until he quit screaming.
I was able to obtain a copy of the court report. I'm going to go over some of the details from the court report before giving my thoughts about this news story. Jordan Boggess is being charged with 1 count of child abuse of a child. The report says that on September the 14th of 2024, Newton County Central Dispatch received a 911 call in reference to a 9-month-old child who was not conscious and not breathing. According to EMS personnel with the Newton County Ambulance District, they located a 9-month-old male child who was unconscious but breathing. The child was transported to Freeman West Hospital in Joplin and then transferred to Children's Mercy in Kansas City. Nursing staff with Children's Mercy Hospital contacted the sheriff's office in reference to the child. They said the child was too critical to do a full body x-ray, but that there was noticeable bruising along the child's forehead and left ear. They said they did a CT scan on the child and discovered 2 small brain bleeds, a bilateral pneumothorax, and bruising to the lungs. The officer responded to the residence where deputies were located. They were able to contact Jordan Boggess, who was asleep inside the residence. Jordan was identified as the child's mother's fiancé. Jordan agreed to voluntarily come to the sheriff's office for an interview. During a Mirandized recorded interview, Jordan disclosed the following information. Jordan said he was lying in the bed watching TV when the child's mother got up and went to the restroom. He said the mother placed the child in a jumper. Jordan said the child was vomiting and screaming. Jordan said that was all that happened. Jordan then said he picked the child up from out of the jumper and began to toss him in the air, trying to comfort him. Okay, I want to know, who picks up a child that is vomiting? So apparently the child is either sick. So who in their right mind would pick up a child that is vomiting and toss the child up in the air as if that's not going to make that sickness or that illness that that child is suffering from at that moment any better? Who does that? And this is a 9-month-old child that he is tossing in the air that apparently is sick because he is vomiting. He's screaming, so he's probably sick. And this idiot has it in his mind that he's going to toss this 9-month-old baby in the air to comfort him. The report says that Jordan said his hands were sweaty because it was warm inside the residence, and that was why the child fell to the ground. So that's the excuse that he's given. He probably tossed the baby in the air and probably didn't have any intention of catching the baby. The report says that Jordan said the child fell on his head. Jordan said that that was all that happened. Jordan is continuing to lie. He ain't telling the full story. Because first he said that the baby was put in a jumper by the mother and that the baby was vomiting and the baby was screaming. And he said that was all that happened. Then he said that he tossed the baby in the air to comfort him. And now that's all that happened. However, the report now says that Jordan admitted after the child fell on the floor, he panicked and bear hugged the child a little hard until he stopped screaming. And I just paused there because I looked at the picture of Jordan and his big ass he didn't have no business bear hugging this baby. While he's in jail right now, somebody needs to bear hug his ass until he stopped screaming. I'm not condoning violence. I want to make sure that's known on YouTube. But somebody needs to bear hug his ass. The report says that Jordan might have hugged him too tight. You don't think? And then Jordan admitted that he might have hurt the baby's torso. I would think you would have. The way you said you bear hugged this baby, I would think you would have hurt his torso, and all the bruising that he has is a result of you bear hugging this baby. The report says that Jordan said that happened to that caused him to be in the hospital is the result of what he did to the baby. The report says that Jordan first denied picking the child up with his hands around his torso, but then later on said that he might have. Jordan is a liar. I'm pretty sure that Jordan has done more to this baby than what he has disclosed in this police report. The report says that the attending doctor says the preliminary findings was that the child had abusive head trauma, multiplanar bruising, bilateral subdural hemorrhaging, and additional workup and diagnoses are still pending. Now this baby, this precious baby, was a healthy baby until this idiot decided to do what he did. And now this baby is probably going to be wheelchair bound and have all kind of other medical conditions because of him. And from the news coverage, as well as the court report, it doesn't even seem like that this child was his child. It was his fiance's child. And I personally think that he needs to be getting more charges than just child abuse. Maybe they'll add on additional charges. This is just the initial charges that he's charged with, but I think they should increase his charges and give him additional charges. This is also another reason why people need to be sure of who they're dating and who they have around their child, because your child was a healthy child until you got with this particular individual, and because of the simple fact that the baby was most likely sick, which is why the baby was screaming. So instead of comforting the baby by holding the baby, rocking the baby, or probably seeking medical attention for the baby, this idiot decides that what he's going to do is toss the baby up in the air, let the baby fall on the floor, then bear hug this baby. My heart goes out to this baby and the family members who are having to go and visit with this baby on a regular basis and see the condition that he's in. I'm hoping that he has some sense of normalcy now that he has to live with these here medical ailments. The report doesn't mention the mother's name, and it doesn't mention that anything criminally is going to happen to the mother. So I'm assuming that at the time of these incidents, she was not in the room to see what occurred. So she only knows what Jordan told her that occurred and what he told law enforcement. But I'm pretty sure because he kept saying oh, that's all that happened. That's all that happened. That's all that happened. That there's pretty much more that happened that he's just not disclosing. Jordan is being held in Newton County Jail without bond for causing a use or neglect of a child causing serious emotional or physical injury. I think that Jordan is where he belongs. He should not be granted bail. And if he is granted bail and he's able to make bail, I think there should be a no contact order in place where he can't have contact with this baby. Again, I am praying for the baby's recovery. I'm praying that he have some sense of normalcy and that he gets the medical care that he needs. And I'm also praying for his family's strength. Y'all drop down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this story. Do you think that Jordan should be granted bail? Do you think there should be a protective order, a no contact order restricting his contact with the victim? Do you think that there's more to the story than what Jordan has disclosed? And finally, do you think that there should be some additional charges? If you like news stories such as this, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the channel. And please hit that notification button so you'll know when I drop a new video. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day.